The views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of Bronxnet or the program underwriters.
Hola everyone, welcome to Open, the one and only show bringing the best of the Bronx, New York, and the world straight to you. I'm Rhina Valentin, your host of Café con Leche every Friday. Here's what's coming up in today's show. Leading things off, we'll hear from the Cancer Fighters Inc. organization and how they use art to bring healing to those dealing with cancer. After that, we'll sit down with a representative from the New York Youth Symphony to discuss the organization's new programs being offered to students throughout New York City. Then we'll find out what East Harlem Live has in store for their upcoming block party being featured at El Museo del Barrio's final Uptown Bounce. And later on in the show, Bobby C brings us up to date with the latest headlines in the world of sports. And finally, our Open Artist Spotlight shines on Latin artist Nuevo Hit El Artista, bringing some Latin flavor with his music to close out today's show. So sit back y prepárate. All this and more is headed your way because now we are officially open. Hello, welcome back to Open, everyone. I'm Rhina Valentin, your host of Café con Leche for the next hour. Always inviting you to get social with us, online that is. Tweet us and follow us on Instagram at Bronxnet TV and or like us on Facebook at Open Bronxnet Television. And of course, while you're there, don't forget, follow moi on Twitter, Instagram, FB, Instagram. Oh, I said Instagram twice. Déjame levantarme. Insta Stories, LinkedIn, y Snapchat at Rhina Valentin. All right, so nowadays, we're going to switch the tune here, right? Because nowadays it's a little bit unfortunate to say that most people either know someone who has cancer or has dealt with it personally. And so our first guests, they're part of a grassroots organization that's all about bringing awareness and uplifting people dealing with cancer, healing through the arts. And the Cancer Fighters Inc. is a mixture of survivors, artists, and performers that hold art events to raise funds to help families and loved ones afflicted by cancer. Joining us to tell us more about the organization, along with upcoming events, we welcome the Cancer Fighters Inc. President Fernando Bernet, Vice President Esther Pagan, and Special Events Coordinator, Unico Bermudez. Hello and welcome, everyone.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you for being here, and thank you for decorating our set with your lovely art, Esther. I love.
And
beautiful.
Unico.
And Unico.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
Unico. I don't know
Yes.
which ones are Unicos. I know Esther's work. But the idea is that we got some extra color here today, which we love. And of course, we love the work that you guys are doing. All right, so as the president, I'm going to open up with you and just share a little bit about how long the organization's been in existence and what inspired you to form it.
Thank you for have us over here. And the organization is been for a long time. I'm a cancer survivor 4 times, and I survived. And I've been working with this for so long. 7 years ago, I've been trying to open our organization, and I met Esther, and that started everything a month ago. This is something new. But the reason that we opened it, I have so many people with cancer that cancer terminated, and it's been hard to see in Puerto Rico what's going on, and they are in Puerto Rico. So that's why this is the reason that we opened the Cancer Fighters. The Cancer Fighters, the faces of cancer fighters, or these guerreras fighting for this to survive every day.
Right,
So we
well-
are here to help, and we are here with art that support the cancer fighters with the art. Art is life, and that's what we are here to offer you. And then we have the Stair, we have Unico.
Right. And so, Esther, you've been speaking about this publicly for quite some time. We've had you on the show. I've also, I'm aware of all your art exhibits that you shared. Now you've joined forces with Cancer Fighters, Inc. And so I also noticed that you guys have, you're collaborating with all aspects of the arts. You have different genres contributing to this. What do you see coming out of this now that you've joined forces with other cancer survivors?
Awareness, education, and advocation. Because when I was going through my adversity, I reached out to these huge organizations that did not help me. And that's the biggest reason why I'm doing this. I want to help people. I know what I went through. I know what it felt like. I'm an artist. When I was going through my adversity, these are some of the paintings that I painted. This happens to be the logo of the Cancer Fighters. Everyone has a ribbon, but no one has a character. So this is my cancer fighter cell. This is what I painted when I was going through my adversity. This is my own cancer survivor ribbon. These are all paintings that I painted while I was home, not being able to do anything because every 6 months I had surgery, 11 total. As part as the vice president of the Cancer Fighters, Inc., I do my art and I donate it as a fundraiser so that part of the proceeds could help the organization. So that's my main focus.
Okay, and that's lovely. Pay it forward. And we're going to talk a little bit more about who you guys are donating these proceeds to, but I want to get to know Unico a little bit. Whose legs am I sitting by?
Okay, those.
Is this you, Unico?
Yes, that's my work. No, that's my work. We're debating if it's Edith Chacon or somebody else.
I like that.
Yes, but what it represents is more important. It represents when somebody goes to the doctor and they got that news that says you got cancer. The name of the piece is My World Upside Down. I think that's where they'll feel your world is going to get upside down. And the string around the legs, meaning is the cancer that you don't want in your body, you don't want in your family, you don't want in your community for that matter. So I'm getting together with the cancer fighters to join forces with the art, which what I know and how I express a lot of feelings, to support the cancer community.
That's nice. Wow. What significance. Are you a cancer survivor as well?
No, I'm not, but I have family members like my grandmother. Also, I have a colleague in Puerto Rico, Mildred Anutroska. She's a cancer survivor, also breast cancer. And she taught me that fighting is worth, standing up and uplifting. And they show me that sometimes I complain a lot, and I shouldn't. And because these people are so strong and so forward, I decided to join forces.
Yeah, no, I got to be honest with you. I am a little taken back personally just by how often I'm hearing cancer affecting people's lives. I'm dumbfounded, to be honest with you. It just seems to have increased in so many different forms that I don't understand it. I don't understand it. So it's really refreshing to have individuals such as yourself, especially you, Esther. I've known you for so many years, and I know you've been fighting this, and you've done a great job at it.
Thank
and
you.
now you're stepping back, and now you're going, you know what? This is what I have to offer you.
It's my purpose. I feel it's my purpose. Things happen for a reason, and this is why it's happening to me, so that I could pay it forward and help people, because that's what I want to do. It's my purpose.
Well, I would imagine these are really crucial times when somebody's been diagnosed, in whatever stage they're at. Just the word alone makes me cringe,
Yeah.
And so, where are the proceeds being donated?
Well, actually, one of the first our sponsor is being in Jersey City, and it was so beautiful that they offered the banner to to work with the banner, and we're going to have a few events in his restaurant, which is the Boricua Lechonera. The Boricua Lechonera in Jersey City is our sponsor. They become la cultura puertorriqueña, the Latinos, Latino-Americano, they've been very, very support. So we invite everyone to enjoy the cancer fighters. We need to help these people, our people. This is for not tomorrow, it's for today, because tomorrow is too late. Right. So that's why we stand up here. Thank you so much for the support.
Absolutely. I want to make sure that they know this event that you've coordinated that's coming up in August, so that even though we're talking about today, we have an event that's coming up in the tomorrows that is here to contribute to the fight that you guys are up against.
Yes, on the 4th we have the Grove, Hargrove restaurant that's in Jersey City, and we're going to be in the Puerto Rican parade in Jersey City with the restaurant, the Boricua Lechonera, that we're going to have a flow, and the cancer fighters, they're going to have a support of the Mexican dancers, all Latin American, they're going to be there in the Puerto Rican parade in Jersey City.
And so the artists that are going to be performing, because you have artists in different genres, and we're running out of time, so I can't have you, I need just, if you could just, as simple and as quickly as possible.
Yeah, and the floor we're going to have, that day, we're going to have the Castro y Gambino, that really international, they've been doing so well. So we're going to have it on the flow. And on Wednesday, that's the 22nd of this month, it's a Wednesday, right? Mm-hmm. So we're going to have showing art, jazz, and a little more. So a little more is Edwin Vasquez, one of the favorite singers that you know him.
Oh, I love Edwin Vasquez. I just did an event with him last Friday. He's amazing, extremely mesmerizing, and his music pays homage to Puerto Rico. So
right. So
his father died of lung cancer.
Yes. And that's why I know him for so many years, and he's been a big support of the cancer fighters, and I want to appreciate that for him. And actually, he wrote a song from Puerto Rico. That day, he's going to show that song that he wrote. So beautiful.
It is beautiful. I've heard it. I just did an event with him on Friday, and so I just love that you guys you're going to have an exhibit. I'm assuming as well, right? That's what we're presenting here.
Yes.
Esther, I'm here for you.
Thank you
Whatever
so
you
much.
need, I adore you. I love you.
Thank you.
And I thank you for my rose hat. I'm going to say that
Porque
on air.
tú eres la rosa del barrio.
Ay, gracias. And you guys, I applaud you and I acknowledge you for taking a stand on an independent level, right? Because everybody's so used to contributing to these big organizations, Sloan Kettering, right? Mm-hmm. And the other.
Susan B. Komen, the American Cancer Society.
Not that they shouldn't contribute to that, but I think it's important that we start forming our own organizations that will serve the underserved.
Yeah, this is something to unite it, not, it's to get everybody together. And one more thing that it's been so beautiful that all international, this is not only for the Latin people, okay? The Indian people, the musicians for India, they've been getting together with us. The last event that we have, August 4, we have a fabulous event.
Beautiful.
So
I
thank
love
you
that it's
so
international,
much.
it's multicultural.
Yes.
Again, it's, like I said, the underserved, but you guys are doing it in a celebratory fashion, which I love. That's good energy that you're putting out there. Bravo. Good for you guys.
Thank
All right,
you.
once again, the Cancer Fighters, Inc. upcoming event, Jazz, Poesia, y Más event is being held on August 22nd. That begins at 7 p.m. For more information, be sure to check them out on Facebook at the Cancer Fighters, Inc. 1. All right, we have to take a quick break, but when we return, we'll find out about an organization looking to help the next generation of musicians. Don't go anywhere.
Leaving hot coals improperly extinguished can cause a wildfire.
Hey guys, it's Smokey!
It looks as if Smokey is going to use the drown, stir, drown and feel technique. After the first drown, a good start. Next, another drink. And finally, a close feel.
Is it cool? Okay. Yeah. Hey Smokey, catch!
Can you please count for us? We can check in. 1, 2,
My bad,
3.
Smokey.
Who's counting? 4, 5. Only you can prevent wildfires.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made this vacation happen.
Double points with every purchase?
Cleverly merging promotions.
Love it.
Cross-referencing travel sites. And booking all your flights with those...
Vouchers. I got us bumped.
They were like, oh. But now they're like... Aloha. You aced this vacation. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
And I can't change, even if I try, even if I wanted to. My love, she keeps me warm. 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 She keeps me warm.
We are neighbors and best friends.
I love my sister.
My heart doesn't see race. Love is love.
Our family is no less than any other family.
Love is kind. Love is patient.
Hello, welcome back to Open, everyone. You know, always inviting you to get social with us. That's right. Tweet us at Bronxnet TV and tweet me too at Rhina Valentin. All right, so for years, the New York Youth Symphony has given talented young musicians some of the greatest experiences through its many programs. And the organization creates opportunities for the youth in communities such as the Bronx. They just started this wonderful new residency at Kipp Middle School Academy, which is located in the South Bronx, they're seeking and reaching youth between ages 12 to 22. That's here in the Bronx. Sorry, I'm stuck. It's in the Bronx. And it's, only because it's a new residency. And of course, you know, they're offering the potential of free tuition opportunities. So, calling on musicians, joining us now to tell us about those opportunities is the New York Youth Symphony Executive Director, Shauna Quill. Hello and welcome to the Bronx.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here. Thanks
welcome
for having
you
me.
and the organization itself. I mean, this organization has been in existence before I was born. I can honestly say that.
Yeah, this will be our 56th season this year, and it's been doing really well. It started just as an orchestra back in the 60s, but it's since grown to include a jazz band, chamber music programs, conducting, composition, and this year, for the first time, musical theater composition as well. So it's booming. Everything's going super well.
So give us a little background on how it's structured and where it's situated and how one becomes, I guess, qualified to be part of that.
Right. So all the programs have different levels and expectations. So for example, but they're all 12 to 22, and students who are applying to the orchestra, they've probably taken some private lessons, maybe they've been doing some of the great after-school El Sistema programs. This is a great entry point for them, especially the younger kids come in on the string programs, especially for chamber music and the orchestra. The jazz, the average age is about 16 or 17, so it's someone who's been playing in their high school band somewhere, who likes maybe swing music, or they like Frank Sinatra. It's very, we mix the old genre of the standard classic jazz with new pieces, because we commission 7 new pieces every year from young composers around the area. So it just depends. And for the new music theater program, this is brand new. So this is someone who likes to sing in their room and maybe wants to learn how to write that down and turn it into something. It's also someone who likes to write a lot of short stories and wants to partner up with someone who could put music to it and create a musical. So this is like a whole new thing we're doing up at Harlem School of the Arts.
Which is great. We had them on a couple of weeks ago, and they're doing really great work.
Oh, yeah.
And it's lovely that you're partnering up with them, and that you're here in the Bronx as well. So I want to ask, how well trained or developed does one have to be? Let's say if the program's beginning at 12, how many years should they have been studying prior to auditioning?
I mean, it depends. Everyone learns at a different pace, but I would say on average 3 years for string players. I played the flute. I didn't start till I was 8, so I would not been able to just produce the sound I needed until about 14 or 15. So that's like beginning of high school. So it just depends what the requirements of the instrument are, truly.
And so what kind of demand is this on the individuals taking this on, right? Let's just say somebody's doing it more on a hobby level, or maybe just studying it once a week, now becoming part of the symphony. What kind of commitment does that entail?
Sure, so they rehearse once a week, so it's not hugely time restraining. I think there's more that they do to prep for it. It becomes part of their daily practice that they do, probably with their teachers. Maybe they look over the music with them, make sure they know what they're doing. With our chamber music program, they get together independently of our faculty and rehearse together. But I think the thing is, they become such an important part of our community, and the students bond so well. So it doesn't become like a demand on their schedule so much as like, I'm going to see my friends now, see you, Mom, and they're downtown. The orchestra rehearses at the Domena Center in Hell's Kitchen, and the jazz band rehearses in Times Square. So I mean, it's a time for them to get away from the rest of their life and come and be with this community. And we have a lot of students who, in their school, they're that special student, and they don't maybe have as many kids like them, and then they come to us and they're like, these are my people, this is amazing. And so they bond forever. Our alumni are still in touch. And actually, we had one trustee who was still friends with another trustee, both alums, and he actually got ordained online so he could marry her and be the officiant of his wedding. So I mean, I think it's just really, it's a lifetime, it's a lifetime commitment.
To share.
I know.
Okay, so how is that related to music? But okay, it's romantic, right? I guess.
Well, I think the thing is, like, music truly becomes something that you stick with forever. And we're not trying to train the next, person playing at Carnegie Hall. There are so many that do. I mean, but we just want people to appreciate and enjoy music and have it last with them a lifetime, whether they're on stage, off stage, backstage, they buy a ticket for something. And truly, I mean, this is my personal opinion too, I feel like we should all consume all the arts. So if you learn a classical training, that doesn't mean you don't go play jazz or you don't go play hip hop. Some of my good friends who I went to college with for music are touring with Hamilton right now, or are playing in, actually one's in a rock band, an indie rock band, so it's like, it applies to everything.
No, it's beautiful. The idea is the diversity, not only in the music, in the people that you're subjecting yourself to, right? Because it's a different world.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, the arts are for everybody, and they help, just the kind of training that you do with, team building and leadership. It's a focus thing, trying to learn a piece, it takes time. And I think that these are life skills you can apply to anything. I do think that, our world, we're very focused on diversity, equity, and inclusion, and we want the arts to be for everybody. So it's one of the reasons we're up at KIPP Middle School Academy now.
Let's talk about that before
Sure.
we go. Yeah,
Sure,
because
sure.
I mean, I did mention the possibility of tuition-free, which is a big deal because, you know, there's certain types of training that kind of feels exclusive. I mean, you know, honestly.
Well, yeah, so our programs are tuition-free. They have a tiny registration fee, which we can actually waive for anyone who needs that. But we also, this year, we have the Vargas Vetter / UCANA fellowships, which give students $5,000 stipends to pay for all their private lessons or their instrument costs or their subway pass. So we're really trying to go beyond even what our every student gets. We're helping people beyond that. So
is that for the Bronx location?
That's for anyone who applies for it. I mean, we're trying to help people who just need the help. It doesn't have any restraints. A lot of other fellowships might say, oh, this is for this or for that. You know, we're open. If someone needs the help, that's what we're here for. That's what the
how do they go
for.
about that? Do they go online? Do they how
Yeah, so if you go on our website and apply, they can also call me or email me and just learn more about it. But all the information is also on our website. And then there's a link for an application for scholarship and financial aid and this Vargas Vetter Fellowship.
And then lastly, what does the season look like? Like when does it start? So that they know when to apply?
Sure. So applications are open, but the auditions don't start for the orchestra. It's the end of August through middle of September. But chamber music, jazz, composition, and conducting, it's like mid-September to the end of September. So if people sign up now, they can pick their best audition time slot is really the incentive to do it early. And then also because each program has like some specifics about what they need to prepare. So we encourage people to look now. So they have a few weeks to maybe take a look at it, maybe bring it to a teacher and say, can you help me with this? And we have a little audition boot camp that we just started. It's just 2 days for people who are new to us, who want some extra coaching. We actually bring them into the room where they'll be auditioning and have a life coach, performance coach, get over their fears, and so we're trying to help. We're trying to even the playing field.
I want to be 12 again.
I know.
I'm listening to all these wonderful programs. Oh my goodness, yeah. So thank you so much, and thank you for bringing it here to the Bronx. And so basically, they just go to the website and they'll be able to register, and all of this information you just shared with us is online as well.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh my gosh, thank you, Shauna.
Thank you so much for having me.
Shauna Quill, everyone. You guys, the New York Youth Symphony is now recruiting. Take advantage. They're recruiting youth 12 to 22 to be part of these amazing programs. And once again, for more information, you can visit nyys.org. Okay, we're taking a quick break, but when we return, we're going to hear about a cultural block party that you don't want to miss.
How can I help my daughter with her reading?
Searching for help with Dachshund reading.
No.
Let me try. Sarah's bright, but when she's reading, she has trouble sounding out words. Playing world music. What?
I give up.
Wait, I was trying to show you how Sarah feels every day. Frustrating, isn't it? Redirecting to understood.org.
Join parents and experts at understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues to help your child thrive.
150 over 90.
180 over 111.
160 over 110. I had a stroke.
This is what high blood pressure looks like. You might not feel its symptoms, but the results from a stroke are far from invisible or silent. If you've come off your treatment plan, get back on it or talk with your doctor to create an exercise, diet, and medication plan that works for you. Go to loweryourhbp.org.
If I would have followed a treatment plan, I would not be in this situation.
Well, Thomas, you've got prediabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have prediabetes. Big time.
Hello and welcome back to Open, everyone. You know, we're always inviting you to get social with us. That's right. Tweet us at Bronxnet TV, and while you're there, tweet me too at Rhina Valentin. So for the past 3 Wednesdays, the people of East Harlem have been celebrating its rich, diverse culture through Uptown Bounce. Yeah, Uptown Bounce is a weekly gathering coordinated by the Museum of the City of New York and El Museo del Barrio. And this upcoming week, for the last edition of Uptown Bounce, East Harlem Live is presenting an indoor-outdoor cultural block party filled with energetic, inspiring artists and DJs exploring El Barrio's current moment through art, dance, and conversation. And joining us now to tell us more about the event, we welcome El Museo del Barrio's interim Manager of Public Program, Richard Morales, and East Harlem Live member, Alo Gorospe. Hello, welcome, gentlemen.
Hola, Rhina.
It's like you got to rest yesterday, right?
Yes.
I was like, oh my gosh, you guys are here at the top of the morning. Pero that's right. It was on Wednesday, Thursday, you got to rest, and then you're here this Friday morning. And thank you for being here. And thank you for the work that you guys do, because I was there on Wednesday, and I had such a wonderful time. Do you want to open this up with this, because this is a collaboration between the Museo del Barrio and the Museum of the City of New York.
Yes, thank you for having us. And again, like you had mentioned, this is a block party that we've been doing for the past 3 weeks. Uptown Bounce is a program that we've been doing for the past 5 years in partnership with the Museum of the City of New York, in which from 6 to 9 p.m. last Wednesday in July and the first 3 Wednesdays in August this year, we've been doing a series of activations that include art making, DJs, music, dancing, food, and gallery talks. And so this year was a little bit different for El Museo because, as you may know, our galleries are currently closed. So one of the challenges for us in public programs was to think, what are we going to do to get people to be engaged in an experience that's much more than just a dance party? At El Museo del Barrio, we look at our public programs as educational experiences, not just we're making fancy art or we're looking at cool pictures. We want to teach people about specific things. And this year, we had the challenge of our galleries being closed. So it was, again, what do we do to keep people engaged? What do we do to educate people about specific topics that are pertinent to the Puerto Rican community, to the Caribbean community, to the Latin American community, to El Barrio in itself? And so we basically teamed up with a couple of different collectives that have been working in different areas. We wanted to look at what does the Puerto Rican community look like now and what are they doing, right? So that was our first night with Sociedad. The second night of the Uptown Bounce series was looking at what does the future look like with the queer communities of color of New York City. So we worked with Papi Juice, who did an amazing activation. And then the last one that you were at was with Brujas, which is looking at women culture in skate culture, but also what these particular group of women are doing in response to issues as it relates to immigration. So we talked a lot about what ICE looks like and what methods we can talk about to take direct action against abolishing ICE. And so this last week,
right? But I want to just interject and say, not just in conversation, but we actually contributed to a tie-dye workshop that was made from natural dyes, right, through flowers. And I made a cloth that I know is going to be part of an overall banner that is going to be shipped to Mexico. So I just wanted to add that because it was a wonderful experience to just be in community and stand in solidarity against what is our enemy right now, which is this division. No, well, they're trying to divide us, and so to come together and then do it in a celebratory manner. And I keep saying that because it's the energy that we're putting out there, and to know that that banner is going to be in Mexico, that gave me, it just resonated with me more in putting my energy into the artwork that I was making.
And that was a really great turnout. And so for this particular last Uptown Bounce, we wanted to bring it back to El Barrio and celebrate what youth and culture looks like in El Barrio and what that, what we can say about different artist collectives that are also working within our very own neighborhood, which is East Harlem.
Right, which is, so now that leads us into East Harlem Live. Alo, thank you for being here. I like that you use the term youth.
Yes.
We'll talk.
Well, young at heart, right?
Yes. Thank you for being here, and thank you for it's been a real pleasure getting to know you the past month or so since we started this whole, I guess, curation, right? So let's talk a little bit about East Harlem Live.
Well, East Harlem Live is a community radio project that we've started in a community garden in East Harlem. And it's a group of artists from different parts of the world that got together in East Harlem, and we thought of creating a live radio station. And then we started to broadcast stories from people in El Barrio. And then after that, I met Richard, and then we thought about how could it be to bring all that to El Museo. And it's been a great experience walking the streets of a neighborhood and trying to connect with artists and bring them to El Museo, like a place where I believe all the artists in the neighborhood should have a place to express.
Yeah, it's the style in which you're doing it, though. It's very, I mean, we can't give it all away, but just the art that's being made and the messaging with the newspapers, and then the style of artists that you've chosen to curate the program with. It's a real interesting, diverse, but yet it has an Afro-cultural undertone, right?
Those are our roots.
Yeah, for me, it's a love letter to El Barrio, and it's a way to express and communicate, because I know that El Museo is able to expand the message, what we've seen there. And we want to, at the same, it's an event for people from El Barrio, but for people outside the world to see what's going on there, to put a spotlight on the neighborhood for people to experience it and to get engaged with it.
And so just to mention, there's the workshop components, there's the conversational components, but then there's this other section that has a DJ, and you have DJ Sabine. She's quite challenging to get booked, so she's going to be there next Wednesday. Yep. I'm looking forward to her.
Well, we have a great program, and it's all based on people that are part of the community, East Harlem Live community. We have Alex Museum, who's a DJ that lives 2 blocks away from El Museo. We have, as you mentioned, Sabine, who's part of the 111 Collective and East Harlem Live. She's one of the founders as well. We have Lisana Cruz, and we have a surprise. We have you performing a special performance.
Yes, well, that's not a surprise, but not to me.
No, we had to honor La Reina del Barrio.
Thank you.
Having you there. And we have the dance collective,
KR3Ts, you have KR3Ts, and you also have the council person of the district, Diana Ayala, who's going to be speaking as well. I know your whole program because I'm part of it.
Yeah, but what I want to say is that whenever you talk about our program, we talk about the elements, the individual elements, but I think the most enriching part is like what happens when you put them all together in such a significant space like El Barrio in this particular moment. And then the answer to that is magic. There'll be magic on that Wednesday.
I can assure you there's going to be magic, because I have been given the privilege and honor, and thank you for that, to mount a piece called Homage to Papi, which is a piece I wrote to my deceased dad. And I'm going to be accompanied by percussion by my daughter, Charvida, who's 9 years old, and her dad, Eddie Conde, who is a professional percussionist. And I'm really looking forward to that. To me, that is poetic within itself. Not just the piece I'm reciting, but the fact that my daughter's reciting it performing the percussion with her dad. So hence his magic is already in development.
Yeah.
And then, of course, KR3T, Violeta, does amazing work with the next generation, because, we got to keep them occupied, because if not, then what are they going to do if they're just going to hang out? And it's like, no hanging out for you.
Yeah, we continue to be a platform for youth of El Barrio and of New York City, youth of color, to use El Museo as a platform to showcase their work. And it's very important for us to have that be a part of this particular program. I love working with Violeta Galagarza and Keep Rising to the Top. They're amazing. So we're honored to have them, honored to have you join us also.
Thank you. Thank you both for being here. And you guys, once again, the Block Party by East Harlem Live is being held on Wednesday, August 15th at El Museo del Barrio, and it's from 6 to 9 p.m. And here's the magic word: it's free. So I hope you guys can make it. I'm looking forward to presenting for you. And so for more information, you can visit elmuseo.org. All right, stay tuned, because Bobby C's weekly sports roundup is coming up next.
This is Bobby C. out at MetLife Stadium for New York Football Giants preseason action week number 1 as they took on the Cleveland Browns on Thursday night. The final result, not what the team would have wished for, but the rookies played pretty well, and that included Davis Webb and Saquon Barkley.
It was kind of weird. I was talking to a lot of guys there. For some reason, I didn't get nervous. I didn't really even get anxious. It was kind of a weird feeling. I didn't understand it. They said it would probably hit me when the national anthem goes off, but I just kind of just got locked in so quick. I just been preparing for this moment my whole life and be able to play in NFL, and I didn't want any other thing to ruin it. It didn't matter if I broke a long run or not. I just wanted to go out there and enjoy and have fun and take advantage of every rep and every opportunity I got.
I always get excited about making big blocks and get my nose in there, and definitely he was real patient with that run. He was real patient setting it up, and it kind of allowed the line to get it in position for him to bounce out like that. So it's definitely love seeing big runs like that, especially when us tight ends are really a focal point in the blocking scheme on that certain play.
Do you have a checklist of things you're looking to accomplish from week to week, that you're trying to do, in terms of improving?
100%. The biggest thing right now is go to film with Coach Sherman or Coach Shula and kind of learn from my mistakes. It's the first preseason game. I mean, I'm going to get better from it. This isn't going to be the last or the first or the last time playing. So I got another opportunity next week in Detroit. Go get some every day in practice, and that'd be a great opportunity for our team to go get someone else new on defense. And looking forward to it.
There's a lot that we can learn from. The players can all learn from. I think guys playing today got better in some ways. All the young players played, and now we'll go back and watch the tape. Get ready to play Detroit.
We kick-started the NFL season here in New York with the first 2 picks in the most recent NFL draft. Baker Mayfield and Saquon Barkley lived up to early expectations as the duo saw their first action as the Browns beat the Giants 20-10 on Thursday night. The Browns won all of their preseason games a year ago, but then lost all of their regular season games. So we've seen this script before. Mayfield had 2 touchdowns in the win. As for the G-men, all the focus in the postgame, as you saw, was centered around Barkley, whose lightning-fast scamper on his first play will be what's remembered from this one, at least for Giants fans. Saquon needed just 1 play to show what he can add to the Giants offense. His 39-yard run on his first carry put his elusiveness. He avoided 3 tackles and big playability on display. That play overshadowed the absence of Odell Beckham Jr., who did not play in the contest as he works his way back from a serious ankle injury. Tonight, it will be the Jets' turn at MetLife Stadium. They take on Atlanta in their preseason opener. The focus there should be on top rookie Sam Darnold. Can the rookie quarterback take his practice field poise to the game? That'll be the big question. I suspect, he'll play about 2 quarters in this one. Back in the Bronx, the Yankees have been up and down since the All-Star break. They were swept in crushing fashion in Boston, followed that up with a sweep of the Chicago White Sox, and have now returned home to host Texas. Behind 5 home runs Thursday night, including 1 from the right and 1 from the left side for Neil Walker, the Yankees won 7-3. The big blow of the night, Giancarlo Stanton hit the hardest homer ever measured by Major League Baseball's StatCast system, 121.7 miles per hour. Wow. An update on the Yankees' other big slugger, ? Yankees manager Aaron Boone said he hadn't spoken to the doctor who had examined slugger Aaron Judge's fractured wrist early Thursday evening. Judge, however, had an update, and it didn't sound good. He said the fracture still hasn't healed after he watched the Yankees win over the Rangers at Yankee Stadium, extending their winning streak to 4 games. Open quote, there's going to be discomfort for a while, Judge said. It's still fractured, so we're going to wait until it heals up, and I guess I'll be moving forward with some throwing and stuff like that, close quote. Judge said it would be day-to-day until he starts swinging a bat. Judge has been on the disabled list since July 27th, the day before he was hit on the wrist with a 93-mile-per-hour fastball. Across town, the Mets concluded their homestand in strong fashion Wednesday. Ace Jacob deGrom lowered his ERA to 1.77 and finally got some run support in an 8-0 win over Cincinnati. deGrom struck out 10 over 6 innings, received rare significant run support, and earned his first win in nearly 2 months in the process. Mets will now begin an 11-game road trip. It starts tonight in Miami. Time for some quick hitters from around the world of sports. On the WNBA hardwood, the New York Liberty are in the midst of a rough season. They are now 7-22 following Wednesday night's 82-81 loss to the LA Sparks. Chelsea Gray scored 19 points. Candace Parker had 13, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists assists, and the Sparks edged the New York Liberty at the Westchester County Center. Parker moved into 19th place on the WNBA scoring list with 5,023 points. Parker also reached 2,500 rebounds in the win. The day that many NFL fans have long been waiting for has finally arrived. NFL fans attending the New York Giants preseason game Thursday night at MetLife Stadium had the opportunity to place a legal wager on the game from inside the stadium. This marked the first time in NFL history in the United States that fans were able to bet on a game while actually being at the game. According to ESPN, all fans inside the stadium were able to place bets on their phones with no restrictions through DraftKings until late in the fourth quarter when the Browns had mounted a 10-point lead. Buffalo Wild Wings wants to add sports betting to the menu, too. The chain is looking to become your one-stop shop for beer, wings, sports, and sports betting. The chicken wing and sports bar chain is exploring new business opportunities opened up by the newly expanded sports betting laws after a May ruling by the Supreme Court listed a federal restriction on legal betting, according to ESPN. President Donald Trump reacted today to NFL player demonstrations during the national anthem on Thursday night, saying that a football game is no place to protest and calling for players who protest to be suspended without pay. And Miami Dolphins players Kenny Stills and Albert Wilson knelt behind teammates who lined up standing along the sideline. Defensive end Robert Quinn stood and raised his right fist as he did during the anthem last season while with the LA Rams. Major League Baseball is set for its Players Weekend this weekend. That means plenty of cool jerseys. You can log on to MLB.com for every Yankee nickname, and of course, replicas of the unis are for sale. King Felix has lost his moniker, so to speak. Felix Hernandez has lost his spot in the Seattle Mariners rotation in the wake of his latest terrible start in a season filled with struggles. The right-hander, who threw a perfect game in 2012, will pitch out of the bullpen for the first time in the majors. He's having the worst season of a 14-year career as the Mariners chase their first playoff berth since 2001. Hernandez has a career-high 5.73 ERA this season and is 0-4 in his past 5 starts, capped by a clunker against the Rangers on Tuesday, in which he allowed a career-most 11 runs, 7 earned on 8 hits in 6 innings. On the links, the second round of the PGA Championship has begun. You can visit NBCSports.com for more. The Hoops in the Sun Roundball Classic out at Orchard Beach is drawing to a close, a sign that summer is winding down. The final regular season games will be played this weekend at the Bronx Riviera, and next weekend is the playoffs. That will mark 19 seasons in the books out at Hits. Log on to hoopsinthesun.net for more. Last night was a goodie out at Dyckman Park in Washington Heights. Standout high school phenom Zion Harmon dropped double-digit points en route to MVP honors in the most recent Slam Showdown. You can watch all of the action on Facebook Live, play-by-play courtesy of yours truly. Shameless plug there. Tune in Monday and Thursday night, and don't forget to circle August 18th on your calendars. That's the Slam Summer Classic, the top 20 high school players in the country right here in the Mecca, the red carpet of street ball. NBA rookies Trae Young and Mo Bamba were among those in attendance Thursday night. Those are the headlines. We hit the C-list for another racing legend that has set his sights on winning the Indianapolis 500. Stewart sounds like he's ready to do what Danica Patrick couldn't this past May in the greatest spectacle in racing. Stewart has an itch to race more often, and the 3-time NASCAR champion naturally wants to scratch it at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway in 2019. Stewart, an Indiana native who grew up dreaming of winning at the Brickyard, hasn't raced in the Indy 500 since 2001, but said Tuesday it's not out of the question that he will return to Indy as soon as next May, which will be broadcast by NBC. Stewart, who had downplayed the idea of racing the Indy 500 in recent years, said he would want to run at least one IndyCar race before returning. Patrick qualified 7th and finished 30th in the 2018 Indy 500, the final start of her career. Stewart has 5 starts in the Indianapolis 500, starting on pole as a rookie in 1996 and leading 64 laps and a career-best 5th-place finish in 1997. He believes he could be in winning form with the right team and a little time to knock off the rust. It would be cool to see Stewart and Fernando Alonso at Indy next May. And if you're asking me for an early take, I could even see Danica considering another run. And one of the 3 racing legends, Alonso, to me, would have the best shot at winning it. He would then complete the trifecta of racing: Le Mans, Monaco, and Indy. Share your thoughts with us on social media. Do you think Stewart is serious about a return to the Indy 500? And if so, could you see him winning it next May? That's your sports. I'm Bobby C.
And I can't change, even if I try, even if I wanted to. My love, my love, my love, she keeps me warm. 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 She keeps me warm.
We are neighbors and best friends.
I love my sister. My heart doesn't see race. Love is love.
Our family is no less than any other family.
Love is kind. Love is patient.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made this vacation happen.
Double points with every purchase?
Cleverly merging promotions,
Love it.
cross-referencing travel sites, and booking all your flights with those
Vouchers. I got us bumped.
They were like, oh, but now they're like, aloha. You aced this vacation. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Hello and welcome back to Open, everyone. It's now time for this week's Open Artist Spotlight. This week's Open Artist Spotlight features a Latin artist from New York whose talented influences include top Latin artists such as Daddy Yankee, Pitbull, Wisin, and Yandel, right? He's performed his music in places like Miami, to the Dominican Republic, and now, well, he's looking to get attention on a record label and, of course, getting a record deal. So without further ado, he just released his new single, La Fiesta, and he's here to perform it for us here on our Open set. Let's give it up for Nuevo Hit El Artista!
Viviendo la vida como un millonario, manos arriba si estás listo.
todos los fellas. Oh yeah. Pásame la botella, que hoy se bebe sin parar.
Call you Alex?
Sure, that's my personal name. You're gonna be looking for me
Alex
now.
Torres. Well,
Like,
yeah,
I know
I
him
want
now.
everybody to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want everybody to know. So, bueno, welcome to our Open Artist
Thank you. It was a
Spotlight.
pleasure. It's a pleasure. I'm super excited to be here with you.
Well, we're excited because you got me up and jumping. I
I
was
see,
back
I
there
see.
doing mine. So
Yeah.
let's talk a little bit about you, your style, your flavor. Where you from?
I'm from Brooklyn, New York.
Yeah, but where's
I'm
your...
Puerto Rican and Honduran.
Yeah, you're Puerto Rican
Puerto
and
Rican
Honduran.
and Honduran.
Oh, that's
I was
interesting
born
combo.
here, but I was raised in Honduras. So a lot of people tell me, oh, well, you got the reggaeton from Puerto Rico, you know?
You got the reggaeton from Puerto
Puerto
Rico,
Rico, yeah.
Pero you gotta throw some punta in there, no?
Yeah, punta. I'm not that good with punta, but I know how to control it a little
But
bit.
that would be a nice mixture.
Yeah, it is. I was
Yeah,
thought about it now.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Definitely.
All right. So why reggaeton?
Because when I was young, you know, I was always a fan of reggaeton at a young age, listening to Daddy Yankee, Wisin y Yandel, and it motivated me, you know, from the beginning when how they were dealing with certain situations in life that I was dealing, and my friend introduced me to a reggaeton beat, and that's when the spark started coming out. I never thought that I was gonna be writing music or composing or singing or anything like that, or being in front of stage, in front of here, you know, but it just happened out of the blue, and I just followed my passion.
Well, how long you been doing it?
I started taking it serious in 2016.
In 2016.
But when I was
2018, boom, you're here live on our Open Artist Spotlight. And you have a release,
and it happens,
right?
Yeah,
and you're
right.
on Spotify.
Right, yeah.
Wow, that's
so,
nice.
So things are going good, you know, I'm meeting a lot of people, organizing a lot of things, moving along, like you said, you know, I was in Miami, Dominican Republic, just getting my music heard, and like I said, get that attention for that record label.
Do you think that it's easier for artists to be seen now?
Well, it is because we have social media now.
Right,
So everything is on social media. It depends how much you want it, you know?
So how important is a record label when you can still generate funds independently?
Yes, you can, but if you want to do it internationally, I want to take it to a different level, internationally, you know? That's the reason why I am looking for a record deal.
All right, so
to
where
get
can
my
people
music.
get that? No, I hear you. I hear you. You're like, okay, we're going to bump it up. But in the meantime, you can do it independently.
Right, which I'm doing now.
That's what's up.
Right.
That's what's up. So where can people get your music?
People can find me on Instagram, put in Nuevo Hit El Artista, on YouTube also, put in, I believe they're going to have the information on the below, but you can follow me there on social media.
Woo! All right.
Okay, thank you so much for having me.
Alex Torres, pero we're going to call it
Hit.
Nuevo Hit El Artista, ¿oíste?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right, you guys be sure to check out Nuevo Hit El Artista music on SoundCloud at Nuevo Hit as well. Well, he's also on Instagram, as he mentioned. That is our show today, mi gente. Thanks to all our guests for coming through and to you, our viewers, for tuning in. If you missed any part of the show, you can check out the recapcast tonight and 24 hours a day at Bronxnet.tv. I'm Rhina Valentin, and from all of us here at Open, may the universe provide paz, prosperity, y amor. And we're gonna close out with some reggaeton, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna play it out, and we're gonna take all our gas. Woo! Yes. Nice. I love having the party at the end. That's my favorite part. It's all about the answer. We got everybody with us. Yeah.